Alright guys, your essential question for today is, how do we apply the sum and difference identities for tangent? We're going to go ahead and get right into it. Here are your identities for the sum and difference of two angles with tangent. Again, if you don't like the letters alpha and beta, you can use whatever symbols you want to. But just remember that stands for your first angle and your second angle. So tangent of your first angle plus your second angle is equal to this expression, and tangent of your first angle minus your second angle is equal to this expression. We're going to use these two formulas to help us solve problems that have the sum or difference of tangent in them. Alright, so for example, here's your first example. It says find tangent of x plus y if the following is true. Sine of x equals 15 over 39, and secant of y is equal to 51 over 24. Notice that it tells me that x is between 0 and pi over 2, which basically tells me that x is between 0 and 90 degrees, which means I'm in quadrant 1. The same thing is true for y. Y is between 0 and pi over 2, which is between 0 and 90 degrees, so y is in quadrant 1 also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label these two triangles. So the first angle is in quadrant 1, and it's x. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so this will be 15, and this will be 39. I would use Pythagorean theorem to find the missing leg, so I'd have a squared plus 15 squared equals 39 squared, and so I'm going to use my calculator and say that 15 squared is 225, so I'd have a squared plus 225 equals 39 squared, which is 1521, and then I would subtract 225 from both sides, and so that give me a squared is equal to 1521 minus 225 is 1296, and then take the square root of that value, and you get a is equal to the square root of 1296 is exactly 36. So that means that this leg is 36. Now, from this triangle, that means that tangent of x is opposite over adjacent, so that would be 15 over 36. Now, that's not my answer, but we're going to use that in a minute. All right, my second triangle is my y triangle. So let me draw that. This is my y angle. It says secant is 51 over 24. Remember, secant is the reciprocal of cosine, which means that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. So that means this is 51, this is 24. We can do Pythagorean theorem to find that missing leg, so I'd have 24 squared plus b squared equals 51 squared. 24 squared, 24 squared is 576, so I'd have 576 plus b squared equals, and then 51 squared would be 2601, so that would be 2601, and then I would subtract 576 from both sides, and so that would give me b squared equals 2601 minus 576. That gives me 2025, and then take the square root of that, and so then the square root of 2025 is exactly 45, so that means that this is 45, and then tangent of y, opposite over adjacent, would be 45 over 24. Now that's not my answer either, but I'm going to use that right now. So it wants you to find tangent of x plus y. Well, if you go back and look at that formula, the formula for tangent of x plus y is equal to tangent of x plus tangent of y over 1 minus tangent of x times tangent of y. And so let's replace these numbers now. Tangent of x we said was 15 over 36 plus tangent of y is 45 over 24, opposite over adjacent. So if we were all over 1 minus tangent of x, which is 15 over 36, times tangent of y, which is 45 over 24. And this is where your calculator is going to come in handy, because what we're going to do now is we're going to type this whole thing into our calculator. What I mean this whole thing is this that I'm circling right there. So let me go back to our calculator. And so my calculator's right here. And so here's what you would type in. So first, let's hit Control Divide to make a fraction, and then Control Divide to make another fraction. And then let me go back and look at it. It is 15 over 36. So it would be 15. Oh, let me go back to it. Sorry. 15. Oh, let me go to it. 15 over 36. Then come over plus Control Divide again. And let me see what that was. That is, that was 45 over 24. So this is 45 over 24. And then that would be 1 minus Control Divide. 15 over 36 come over times Control Divide 45 over 24, and that gives me my answer of 220 over 21. So that would be the answer to that problem. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I think I've only got one more example. I do. It's right here. All right, let's see what it says. It wants you to find tangent of x minus y. So this time it wants you to find tangent of x minus y. So again, it tells you some information. It says that cosecant of x is 13 over 12, and it is in the first quadrant. And so if I draw this triangle, let me draw out x. So there's my x. Cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite, so I'd have 13 over 12. You could do Pythagorean theorem here, but I'll go and tell you that that's going to be 5. And then that means that tangent of x will be opposite over adjacent. That would be 12 over 5. Now that's not my answer, but I'm going to use that in a second. The second one, though, what's great about this, guys, if you notice, it tells you that cotangent is 24 over 7. It does say it's in quadrant 1, but what's important here, guys, it tells you that cotangent is 24 over 7. Well, if cotangent is 24 over 7, I'll have to work this out. If cotangent is 24 over 7, that means tangent has to be 7 over 24. And so I've got that. And so now we can just use my formula. My formula for tangent of x minus y. So tangent of x minus y would be tangent of x minus tangent of y over 1 plus tangent of x times tangent of y. So now let's replace what we have. Well, tangent of x is 12 over 5 minus tangent of y is 7 over 24. That would be all over 1 plus tangent of x, which is 12 over 5, times tangent of y, which is 7 over 24. And so let's go back to my calculator, and we're going to work this out. So let me just minimize that, and I don't know why that's open. We'll close that. All right, so here's how we're going to do. We're going to type Control Divide, and then hit Control Divide again, and then we're going to look and see what that number was. That was 12 over 5. So we're going to type in 12 over 5, and it was minus Control Divide, and the other one was 7 over 24. 7 over 24. So this would be 7 over 24, and then go to the denominator. Let's do 1 plus Control Divide, 12 over 5, and then come over, hit times, Control Divide. Let's put 7 over 24, hit enter, and there would be my answer, 253 over 204. And that would be the answer, and that's all that we're doing. That's it for today.